everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I am doing another build that was inspired by the brand new Book Nook kit. Well, brand new. Yeah, it's actually brand new. It came out late last week. So all I've been doing is building stuff that's inspired by the Book Nook kit. Book inspired builds basically. And for today's video, I built a little bookshop in the world of Henford on Bagley because I could really see like a cozy little bookstore slash library, but really it's just a store. In Henford on Bagley, I thought that would be such a cozy vibe, so I decided to give it a go, and I'm really, really excited about this build. I think it turned out so cute. It's really small. As you can see, it's a very narrow build. I did change the orientation of it. I started building it this way with like just the front of the lot towards the front of, or like the front of the build towards the front of the lot basically. But Henford on Bagley has like difficult lighting situations for most of the lots actually. So I decided to rotate it sideways. So I built it on a sideways kind of orientation for this lot. I've done that before in this like downtown area of Henford on Bagley because like I said, the lighting situations for specifically the lots in this area of the world, like the Finchwick kind of, whatever this area is called, like the downtown area, the lighting is just not great. You never get any direct sunlight hitting the front of the build when you build it in the orientation you're supposed to be building in. And that is just not the vibes for me. So I decided to rotate it, and that makes it so that the gallery picture is really sad. You can see it right here that I rotated it. On the gallery, obviously now it looks like the front of the house is the side of the house, and it's very confusing and weird. But just so you know, I built it sideways, basically. So that is what I went with. And for this build, I had so much fun with the vibes for this build. I used a lot of growing together doors and windows, actually, for this lot. And it actually matches really well with the cottage living stuff. So that is what I did. And this little bookstore, basically, it's a two-story build. As you can see, on the ground floor, we have the store, there's a little kitchenette, and there's also a full bathroom. And then upstairs is the tiniest little studio apartment where your sim can live. Sadly, retail lots don't actually work that way, where you can live where you work, like where you have your store. You can like play that way, but you also have to like own an actual residential lot where your sims like live basically. But if you wanted to, you could just travel to the work lot and never leave, because if you do have an apartment here, or if you have all the stuff to just survive, like live your sims life, then you like basically never need to leave. So you can play that way, which I think is a lot of fun. So I was imagining this one sim owning a bookstore, and they live on the floor above the store, and it has the tiniest little studio apartment. Honestly, that was the smallest space, and it gave me the most difficult time because I wanted it to be a full apartment essentially, with like a little kitchen, a little living area, a bedroom, and that was not gonna fit. So what I ended up doing was I turned it into a little studio apartment with a single bed basically behind a curtain, and I feel like that turned out very cozy, but it is a little bit weird. Like, it's very small, it's very cramped. It is functional, the bed is functional, you'll see it when we get to it. It may look like it's not functional because I basically built in a single bed and I placed some curtains in front of it to kind of close it off from the rest of the house, and it looks like it might not be functional, but it is. So that's actually a lot of fun. So you can play that way, and yeah, I was just imagining this sim. I was imagining a woman, but it doesn't have to be, of course, but I was just imagining this woman who is very much into reading, into writing probably as well, and she just owns this little bookstore, and she's just living her life and has this like very tight-knit customer base that like to come here to purchase books, but also just to sit here and read, because we have a very cozy little reading corner where sims can just sit down and read their books and just have a cozy time. So that is all functional and very cute, and it's just such cozy vibes. This entire Book Nook kit just really gives me Harry Potter-y little bookstore vibes. It's mostly because of that little item, the book stack, that you can like stack on top of each other. That really gives me Harry Potter-y, cozy, cluttery, messy bookstore vibes. And obviously this has nothing to do with Harry Potter because there's no magic involved or anything, but it's just like the cottage, cozy, messy, like living room type vibe that I tried to capture within this build, and I feel like I did an all right job. I think it turned out really, really cute. So here we're doing a little bit of landscaping. I did do some landscaping and then I moved on to the interior, and then later on I finished the rest of the landscaping as well to just kind of add some finishing touches and do some terrain paint and stuff like that. This build also has a very cozy like outdoor area. You can already see I laid out like a terrace space or like some tiles, where we will eventually have some picnic tables where you can just sit out and read. I think this lot would also make a great cafe. So if you didn't want this to be a retail lot, you could just, you know, delete all the bookstore stuff and basically just turn it into a cafe if you wanted to. That should be functional. It should be doable, is what I'm trying to say. It's very small though, so I don't know. Yeah, a cafe would definitely fit, but you would need some outdoor seating for that. Or you could like use the whole entire second floor, turn that into like seating for a cafe. That is actually pretty cute. You could pretty easily convert this into a cafe. I think that would work very nicely. But here you can see we're getting started on the interior of the build. And I think this was actually my very first full build that I did with the kit, because the way I released my videos is backwards for this one. I uploaded an apartment the other day, but I actually built that one after I had built this one. This was my very first build with the kit. I also did the exterior of this build kind of waiting for the kit to come out. So I built the exterior for this like build knowing that I was going to turn it into like a bookstore as soon as the kit came out. So that's what I did. I also did furnish this one over on stream, so that was a lot of fun as well. And I actually named this lot after one of my mods. I called it Olive's Book Nook, which is actually really fun because a while back when I did a build, my mod Olive, my friend Olive, she actually suggested I put in a little book nook in a corner that we had in the house. So I did that, and we jokingly called it Olive's Book Nook. And a couple weeks later, this kit gets released. So obviously we had to build an Olive's Book Nook, like for real this time. So I decided to call this little bookshop the Olive's Book Nook, and it is on the gallery as such as well, which I think is really cute. But yeah, you can see that the build, like the shop portion of the build is coming together. It is going to be very like cluttered and a little bit messy, but it is functional. Like there is no routing issues or anything, so that's good. But here you can see we have this little love seat and a chair and a little lamp, and I did use a lot of hanging plants. I used this hanging plants a bunch of times throughout this build because the hanging plant is just perfect. It was just the perfect vibes. And oh god, I wish we would get some more hanging plants like the one from the boho. No, what is that kit called? The plants kit. Oh my god, what is that? The blooming rooms kit is what it's called. Yeah. I am really manifesting some more hanging plants like that one because it's very functional, it's very versatile, it is just very pretty and well made, and it goes in every little corner. You can size it up very nicely and size it down even better. So yeah, I really hope we're getting some more hanging plants at some point because I cannot stop using this one. I think maybe it might be one of my most used items. Wouldn't it be so fun if The Sims actually had like a function or like a setting or something where you could actually go check like statistics of your most used items and stuff like that? I think that would be so interesting. For me, number one obviously would be the little saucer light, because I place multiple of the saucer lights throughout every build for just like regular lighting basically. But if the saucer lights just don't count, I don't know what my most used item would be, but this plant is going to come up pretty high in the ranking. I can tell you that one for free because I use it all the time everywhere. But yeah, you can see this little bookshop coming together. I am not exactly sure how it would actually work if you were to play with this as a retail lot. Truth be told, because I have never actually played with a retail lot type in The Sims. I've never owned a shop or anything like that. And what I did was I just placed a bunch of bookcases everywhere, kind of pretending that all those books are for sale. But for gameplay, it obviously doesn't work that way, so I don't know how it would work. What I did do is I placed some like book displays here on some tables, just to kind of like capture the whole store vibe of it all. So we have some books on display. Maybe you can sell those, but those are debug items, so I don't know how that would work. Maybe you can sell the complete bookcases. I honestly have no idea. If you know how retail lots work in The Sims, please let me know how you could actually turn this into a functional, like, bookshop. You should be able to do it, but maybe you just need to sell the like the individual items. So maybe even like the chair, the couch, the lamp, stuff like that. Maybe you need to sell those. Then again, I did place them off the grid using using testing sheets. What's it called? Move objects. So maybe your Sims can't reach it. I have no idea. Maybe it's just going to be a whole bunch of pretending with this one, which is also possible. I actually looked into this lot being functional as a library as well. The thing with the library is you need a couple of desks. I think you need like 3 or 4 desks for it to be like usable as a library, which is annoying because desks are big, and this house is this lot is very small. That being said, you could easily turn it into a functional library if you got rid of the upstairs studio apartment, because then you have plenty of space to place plenty of like desks and even more bookcases, maybe some chess tables, stuff like that. You could also place that stuff outside, of course, if you wanted to. So I feel like, you know, for vibes, I turned it into a retail Olive's Book Nook little bookshop. But if you wanted to turn it into a cafe or a library, then you can just go through, redo the interior a little bit, and then you should be fine. But here, oh, this was one of my favorite things to do. I did playtest this. Sadly, the little love seat underneath the staircase is not functional. I didn't expect it to, but I wanted to try it anyway. Sadly, it's not functional. But it is really cute. So I just placed it there. The little chairs by the table that I placed are functional, so you can still sit there, just not on the love seat, of course. And yeah, we have a little kitchenette there where your Sims can grab some coffee. We also have a full bathroom downstairs, which would be the full bathroom for the person living here, because there's no bathroom upstairs. I did not have the space for that whatsoever, of course. Because it's so small. So that would be the full bathroom, like the bathroom for the customers to use, but also for the Sim living here to use when they're by themselves, when they need to take a shower or whatever. And then here, moving on to the second floor, we have this tiny landing where I placed a desk with a computer. I could totally see the Sim running the store, sitting here, doing their work on the computer, like ordering their books, doing their administration type stuff. I don't really know. So that's a little workstation basically here on the landing, and obviously I placed more books because more books is more better when it comes to builds like this. So all the books, and then here, oh god, this struggle started. I did cut out a lot of footage because, I kid you not, I think this entire little studio apartment section of the build, it took me longer than the rest of it together. Maybe aside from the landscaping. But yeah. I streamed doing the interior of this, and I feel like this was the biggest portion of the stream. This tiny little area. Because the struggle was that this kit obviously comes with a fantastic 3-seater couch that we really wanted to use, but also we needed a bedroom, we needed a kitchen, you know, we needed a place to sit and eat maybe potentially as well. So it was just all very problematic, and we really wanted to use that 3-seater couch. In the end, it did work out. So we did get our 3-seater couch, we got our full kitchen, we even got our little seating area for like dinner area by the island counters as well, with some island like bar stools. So that was all functional. And then here, this is the little bed area that I was talking about before. I kind of built it in between a couple of half walls, and it turned out really cute. So I placed these curtains kind of by the bed to divide the space a little bit, and it's functional because if you didn't know, curtains don't actually block your Sims routing. Sims can walk right through curtains, so that's actually a very great tip if you didn't know that. You can use them as room dividers. You can do lots of things with curtains without blocking off your Sims routing. So that's actually good to know, I feel like. But here you can see we managed to place a 3-seater couch by the window, and it turned out really cute. We also have this really cute little TV in here, and again, the hanging plant, which will be right in your face when you walk through the door. But I kind of wanted to hide the back of the TV, because to me it always feels a little weird when I do that, when I place TVs in the middle of the room. Like, where would the cables go? You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously no such thing as cables in The Sims 4, so that is actually really, it's fantastic. so you don't have to deal with the cable management of it all. But in real life, you know, you would have cables, otherwise it wouldn't function. So I tried to hide the back of the TV with a hanging plant, pretending that there was cables running there, going into the wall, stuff like that. But yeah, we have this cozy little seating area with a shelf where I place this art. I'm obsessed with this artwork from the kit. The artwork is great, actually. It's so cute. And in every little corner, every little nook where I possibly had the space for it, I placed a stack of books, because that is just the type of sim I was pretending to be living here. A sim that has their book stacks everywhere. They're probably very organized, but to an outsider, it just looks messy and it looks like there's random stacks of books everywhere. But in the meantime, the sim living here actually knows exactly what type of piles of books, like TBR, or maybe just read, or need to be shipped, like stuff like that. The sim living here probably knows exactly what the different stacks are for, but to an outsider, it's probably just messy. But yeah, for the rest, I really tried to make this little studio apartment very cozy. And can we just take a second and look at the fantastic lighting here in the kitchen coming through these windows? It is so pretty. It is so, I want to move in. It's so cute. I could also see this person living here having a cat or a dog, just like a little pet for a companion, but I didn't really have the space for any pet stuff because the house is like, the build is already so full, but I could totally see it. So if you want it, I think a dog doesn't actually need that much stuff, just a food bowl, like a pet bowl, and maybe a bed, and that's it. Maybe some toys scattered on the floor, so you could actually go ahead and do that. I think that'd be cute, like the sim living here having a little dog that just follows them around all the time. Oh, that would be so cute. A cat needs some more stuff though. Could also be cute, but a cat needs a cat tree. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that would be a little bit too much stuff. That would take up a little bit too much space. But here you can see we didn't have the most amount of space for like clutter in this kitchen because it's so small, and you obviously also want it to be functional. But I did place some clutter here on the island counter to make it look lived in and cozy. And I feel like this build really came to life. Here I placed another hanging plant in the kitchen as well. I tried to steer away from the one that I already used 60 million times. So I picked one from the, I think it's a Nifty Knitting kit or pack or stuff pack, the one in the white little pot. That is also really cute. And then here we have the built-in bed where I used this this older looking bookcase. I thought that looked so good there at the end of the bed for some additional like storage and clutter. So I placed some games there. I placed a little plant up top, and then down here we went back down again to do the bathroom last but not least. And I went for a more like renovated vibe for the bathroom. I thought maybe the build itself is probably pretty old, like the building itself, but then maybe it was pretty recently renovated in some areas. So they got like a nice new modernized bathroom with a shower tub combo, stuff like that. And like I mentioned, this one is also just for the sim living here to use because there's no bathroom upstairs. And then out back here, we have this tiny little porch that is just so cute, where I placed a chess table. I thought that was the perfect little item to put there. If you just wanted to sit there, enjoy the surroundings, enjoy the serene like town, and just do some chess, then you can sit out there. And then after that, I moved on to the outside again. I wasn't sure what to do with the outside for the longest time, but I just created a couple of like seating areas because it's such a nice little lot, or like a nice little area to spend some time outside, especially when the weather is nice. So I placed these benches here underneath the window with some throw pillows on top where your Sims can just hang out. I put a little 3-seater table out there with some mugs. I thought that was really cute. And then we obviously have some book stacks by the front door as well. I don't know how realistic that is because books outside, they might get rained on even though we have like a roof. It's a roofed in porch, but still might get like wet or whatever. You don't want to ruin the books, but I just thought they looked so cute there. So I just placed some books by the front door. Why not? It's The Sims. It's The Sims. You can do anything. You can go wild. It doesn't matter. And then obviously I placed some signs out as well because it is a store, so you probably want to have your little signs and things. And then I went ahead and placed some picnic tables as well, because how cute and cozy would it be to just sit here in the sunshine, just outside, reading your books that you just purchased, or going through some books that you're thinking about purchasing, stuff like that. Yeah, it's just so serene and so cozy. And obviously I had to do Lots of potted plants as well, because that just goes with this world very, very nicely. And then for the rest, I just basically filled in the lot with a bunch of landscaping. There is some space left on the lot, so if you wanted to extend the outside like terrace area, you could definitely go ahead and do that. You could make it a little bit bigger, add some more tables and chairs. If you were to, for example, turn this into like a cafe or a library or whatever, you have some space for more skill building out there as well. But I really like the look of the smaller terrace kind of situation, so that's what I went with. And then for the last final finishing touches, I just did some landscaping and I did the terrain paint to kind of basically just tie it all together. And I also put up some string lights because that was just the one little thing that was missing still. But that's it, so let's jump into the game and I'll show you the build in real time. So here we have Olive's book nook in the game. I feel like it almost has Disney vibes to it, and that's exactly what I was going for, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. It looks very cozy and welcoming. So here out front we have this this little area with some signs and things, and we have these picnic tables where you can sit, enjoy some tea or coffee, and just read your books. And then over here we have the front porch with obviously some stacked books, and then also a nice table and some benches here as well. And then when you go into the store, you're just welcomed by these very homey vibes basically. So here we have the checkout area basically. Looks like some clutter got deleted. I don't know where it went, but that's okay. We have some books stacked by the door, of course. And then over here we have some book displays that makes it look like a store a little bit better. Some bookcases here with some more stacked books and a pop-up book, and here we have a little seating area that I thought was so cute as well. It feels very homey, and that's what I wanted. And then out back here we have the little porch with a chess table. Then over here we have a little kitchenette for the customers to use. We have some tea, like a little tea maker, and some baked goods as well, so you can grab a little cookie and some tea and just browse through the books. And over here we have a built-in seating area. Sadly, like I explained, this couch wasn't functional the way I placed it, but that's okay. I just put this table and the chairs in front so your Sims can still sit here. And then through here we have a bathroom, which is nothing special, but it's definitely something your Sims would need. Then moving on to the second floor, here we have this open staircase and this landing with a computer, little work area for the Sim living here. And then through here we have the tiniest little studio apartment. I'm obsessed with the kitchen. I think the kitchen is my favorite area of the second floor of this house, especially because of the lighting. Like, it's so cute. So we have a fridge and stove and sink situation, and then some island counters where you can cook and sit at. There's a bunch of plants, as you can see. The Sim is obsessed with books and plants. Then over here we have a seating area where we did manage to put in the 3-seater couch that just looks so cozy in here. And they also have a tiny TV here, which is useful for gameplay. And then behind these curtains, kind of hidden away, we have the bed. That might look like it's not functional, but I promise you it is, so that's actually perfect. But that is gonna do it for this build. So Olive's book nook is on the gallery. It looks really sad because, like I said, I built it on a sideways orientation, so it looks sad on the gallery, but it's not sad in the game. It's a retail lot on the gallery, and it comes in at just over 50,000 simoleons, so not too bad. And I built it on a 20 by 15 in the downtown area of Henford-on-Bagley. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that's gonna do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!